What's good, Cubers? It's your boy Matt, and for this week's card of the week, we're taking a trip through time to look at one of Cube's most popular 4-drops. Let's get started. This week's card of the week is Oracle of Mul Daya. For 3 in the green, you get a creature elf shaman 2/2. You may play an additional land on each of your turns, play with the top card of your library revealed. You may play the top card of your library if it's a land. According to Cube Tutor, even 10 years later, Oracle of Mul Daya is one of the most popular green 4-drops played in Cube. Even at the 360 level, Cube Tutor lists it as one of the most popular includes, which means people are playing this card all over the place, and I don't think it's that good. Just hear me out, okay? This card belongs in the green ramp deck. The idea is that you're going to want to cast it and hit additional land drops and play lands off the top of your deck so that you can ramp into your bigger threats. But let me show you how this plays out in reality. It's turn 1, we shuffle up, we get to go first, and we play a forest. And we're going to live the dream, tap our forest, and play Birds of Paradise. That's our turn 1. The problem with Oracle is that ideally we want to cast it on turn 2 or 3 so that we will have 2 land cards in our hand. But as you can see, that's not really possible. Instead, on turn 3, we don't have enough mana, and best case scenario, we play another mana dork? Maybe a land war elf? And now when we untap on turn 3, we don't want to play Oracle of Mul Daya. We're in the mid-range part of our curve, and maybe we can drop something fun like, I don't know, Biogenic Ooze coming in with its token. So Oracle of Mul Daya is weirdly placed at 4 mana because most of the time the ramp deck is ramping on odd numbers, which means you're not going to want to play Mul Daya on turn 3. Where you really want to play it is on turn 2, and unless you Soul Ring on turn 1, that's not going to be possible. There are a few other problems with Oracle that I want to point out, and one is that it dies to everything. It can't block, it gets killed by shock, and when you cast it for its 4 mana, it does nothing when it enters the battlefield. And 4 mana for a grizzly bear, and then you flip the top card of your deck over and hope it's a land, that's really not a great rate, especially when it's only going to be a land about a third of the time. The other part of Oracle of Mul Daya that I think is a real downside is that you're going to play with the top card of your deck revealed, which means your opponent is gaining incidental information about what's in your hand every time you don't have a land on top of your deck. And even when you do, you play the land, you flip something else, and now your opponent knows what's going to be in your hand next turn. So in a few turns, your opponent's going to have perfect information about you. And there are so many better green 4-drops, like, I don't know, Thrun is amazing. You should be playing Thrun. Thrun is king among trolls and 4-drops. Lately, I've been playtesting the Nightpack Ambusher. Yeah, that card is insane. Flashing it in on instep really tests those blue players. And if you are the Simic player, flashing him in on instep feels great because you can hold up counter magic for your opponent's turn. You could play Hex Drinker if you would like. Remember, I know he's got 1 mana on him, but you're going to want to play him and then level him up to level 3 immediately, so think of him as a 4-drop. And if you want something busted and more powerful, try Elvish Piper. I mean, pay a green and tap, drop any fatty in the cube that's pretty decent. That's pretty decent. I'm gonna pay a green and play Emrakul on turn 4. Yeah, go cry to your mommy. I know there's someone out there who's about to comment that Elvish Piper comes in and does nothing similar to Oracle of Mul Daya, but the ceiling on her is just way higher than getting to play an extra land a turn. Just dumb higher. And if you have any way to enable haste, Elvish Piper is really great in that deck as well. And that's the other thing about all these 4-drops. They fit into more decks. Oracle of Mul Daya is only good in the ramp deck. He's not good in the mid-range deck because by the time you have 4 or 5 mana, guess what? You're there. Like, that's what you needed. So you don't necessarily need Oracle of Mul Daya. She only fits in the ramp deck, and I don't think she's very good there. Any of these newer 4-drops, and there's even a couple more beyond this list, I would play over Oracle simply because they fit in more decks, they do more for your cube, and I actually think they're just plain better. Like, they're just better all around. So let's get to grading Oracle, shall we? Oracle of Mul Daya is 10 years old now, and I think she's finally showing her age. And I didn't even mention the worst part about this card, and that is Oracle of Mul Daya is $28. Thank you, the EDH community. We appreciate y'all hiking up the prices on our cards. But don't worry about it, because I don't think you should be playing this card anyway. I think Oracle of Mul Daya is a straight do not play. It doesn't fit in enough decks, it's too expensive, it's a 4 mana do nothing, and it's a 2/2, so it dies to everything. Nope. Oracle of Mul Daya, we love you. Your time has come. Hasta luego. Ride off into the sunset. Play one of these other cards instead. That's going to do it for today, Cubers. Be sure to like and subscribe, hit the little bell, leave me a comment in the comments below if there's a card you want us to look at for Card of the Week. Follow us on the Twitter at cubefortwo, and as always and until next time, shuffle up and keep cubing, my friends.